Ever walk through like a thrift store or a garage sale and you see something and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I could resell that online for way more.
Yeah.
That's the essence of arbitrage. And today,
Yep.
we're going to deep dive into that specific topic.
Okay.
How to build a successful business
Right.
using Amazon FBA
Ah,
with Chris Green's book, Arbritrage, as our guide.
sounds good.
What I thought was really fascinating about Green's book is that he's not talking about arbitrage as like a side hustle.
Yeah.
He's talking about how to build a business that can be sustainable,
Right.
scalable.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into all the tips and tricks and stuff,
Okay.
how does Green define arbitrage?
Okay, so Green defines it as the process of exploiting price differences between two or more markets.
Okay, so I think we need to unpack that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he uses the word exploiting,
Right.
and I don't think he means it in like a negative way.
I don't think so either.
So really, what is it? What is it?
It's recognizing an opportunity that somebody else hasn't seen.
Right, so finding a product
Yes.
at a lower price in one market
Yeah,
and then reselling it
Yeah.
at a higher price on another.
exactly.
So like finding something at a garage sale for $5
Right.
and selling it on eBay for $50.
Or even better on Amazon for 60.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, a
Yeah.
lot of people think arbitrage is dead.
Right.
How does Green address that?
He completely disagrees with that.
Mm-hmm.
He says that it's not dead at all, but you have to evolve.
So what does that look like?
You have to start using online tools. You have to think globally, and you really have to kind of like step up your game.
Okay, so less about physically going and looking, more about using tools and technology to your advantage.
Exactly.
So he talks a lot about Amazon FBA as the ideal platform for arbitrage.
Right.
Now, FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon.
Yes.
But why is that such a good platform?
Well, for one thing, Amazon handles all the shipping, the storage, the returns, the customer service. You basically don't have to do any of that stuff.
So really, all you have to do is find the product,
Mm-hmm.
get it to Amazon,
Yeah.
and then they handle the rest.
Exactly.
So you're free to focus on the sourcing and the finding the product.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's dive into some of those strategies
Okay.
that Green suggests for finding these arbitrage treasures.
Uh-huh.
What's the first one?
Well, the first one is retail arbitrage. And that's the one most people think of when they think of arbitrage. You're going to physical stores like Walmart, Target, your local grocery store,
Right.
and looking for things that are on sale
Okay.
that you think you can sell for more on Amazon.
So you're like a treasure hunter,
You are a treasure hunter.
going through the clearance aisles,
Exactly.
but you can't just buy anything on clearance.
No.
How do you know if it's actually going to be profitable?
Well, that's where Green's product evaluation framework comes in.
Okay.
So there are a couple of things you have to look at.
Like what?
One is the Amazon bestseller rank, or the BSR.
Okay, what's that?
So basically, the lower the BSR, the more demand and sales velocity that product has.
So you're not looking for some obscure thing that nobody's ever heard of.
Not at all.
You're looking for something that's already selling?
That people are looking for.
Okay.
Now, you also have to look at the pricing.
Oh, okay. Because what if you buy something and then a week later the price plummets on Amazon?
Right, and that's where tools like Keepa and Camel come in.
I've heard of those. What are they?
Basically, they track the price history of a product on Amazon.
That's cool.
So you can see if it's a stable price or if it goes up and down.
Oh, okay.
And you want to focus on the ones with a stable price, obviously.
Makes sense, because then you can project
Right.
what your profit might be.
Now, the other thing you have to look at is Amazon fees.
Oh, yeah, because they take a cut.
They do.
Huh.
Amazon takes fees for storage, fulfillment, referrals, all kinds of stuff.
So you have to factor that in. You're
Right.
not just looking at the difference in price
No,
between what you buy it for and what it sells for on Amazon.
right. You have to make sure it's enough to cover the fees and still make a profit.
So this all sounds good.
Yeah.
But I'm imagining myself like in Walmart with a calculator
Right.
trying to figure out all this stuff.
You don't have to do that.
Really?
Green has a tool for that.
Okay, what is it?
It's called Scan Power.
Scan bar.
It's a barcode scanning app.
Oh.
You can scan the barcode of the product and it'll show you the current Amazon price, the sales rank, your estimated profit, all that stuff,
Wow.
right on your phone.
So you don't have to do any math.
Nope, the app does it all for you.
That's pretty cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so retail arbitrage, we get that you're going to physical stores looking for deals, but what about finding deals online?
Yes, online arbitrage.
Yeah.
So this is where you're looking for deals on websites like eBay, AliExpress, or even wholesale distributors.
Same principle, though.
Same principle.
Yeah.
You're finding a product for a lower price and reselling it on Amazon.
But the cool thing about this is that you can do it from anywhere.
Anywhere in the world.
You're not limited by your geographic location?
Exactly. You can find suppliers from all over.
Okay, but how do you know you're getting a quality product?
That's a good question. You have to do your due diligence.
What does that look like?
Checking seller ratings and reviews.
Yeah.
Maybe requesting samples. Or even using a third-party inspection service.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You don't want to get stuck with a bunch of junk.
Right. So it sounds like there's a lot more risk involved with online arbitrage.
There can be, but the rewards can be greater too.
So you're saying it's higher risk, higher reward.
Exactly. You just have to be smart about it.
Okay, so we've got retail arbitrage, we've got online arbitrage.
Yeah.
Any other ways to source products?
Of course, don't forget about those good old-fashioned thrift stores and garage sales.
Oh, yeah.
You can find some amazing deals there, especially if you know what to look for.
Yeah, like if you're into vintage stuff or collectibles.
Exactly. Those can often be really profitable on Amazon.
Okay, and seasonality.
Oh, yeah, seasonality is huge.
What does Green say about that?
You got to ride the trends.
Yeah.
Think about back-to-school season, the holidays.
Okay.
Demand for certain products skyrockets during those times.
So if you can anticipate that and have those products ready to go,
You can make a killing.
you're going to make a lot of money.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is starting to sound really complicated. Like, how do you manage all of this?
Well, Green recommends some tools
Okay.
for online arbitrage. He really likes a tool called tactical arbitrage.
Tactical arbitrage.
It's like a digital assistant that helps you find deals.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it scans multiple online retailers
Okay.
and finds products that meet your criteria.
Wow, so you don't have to do all the searching yourself.
Nope, it is all for you.
Pretty cool. What about like Walmart and Target?
For that, he recommends a tool called BrickSeek.
BrickSeek?
Yeah.
I heard of that. What is that?
It basically gives you real-time inventory data and pricing for local stores.
Oh, so you can see if something's in stock before you even go.
Exactly. No more wasted trips.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our sourcing strategies, we've got our tools to help us evaluate products and track prices. Like a well-oiled machine.
And that's what Green is all about, building a system that works.
Right, a system that makes you money
Exactly.
consistently.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk pricing then.
Okay.
Once you've found the product, how do you actually price it on Amazon?
Right. So you need a pricing strategy.
Okay.
And Green talks about a couple of different approaches.
Like what?
Well, one is competitive pricing, which is basically matching or undercutting your competitors.
Okay, so you're trying to be the cheapest.
Well, not necessarily the cheapest, but competitive.
So people will buy from you.
Right.
Because your price is good.
Exactly.
But couldn't that turn into like a race to the bottom?
It could. And that's the downside. You have to be careful.
Okay, so what's another strategy?
Another one is value-based pricing.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
So this is where you understand your target audience.
And what they're willing to pay.
Right. So sometimes people are willing to pay a premium for things like faster shipping
Okay.
or better packaging or a bundle deal.
Oh, so you're not just competing on price.
You're competing on value.
Or offering something extra
Exactly.
that justifies a higher price.
Right.
Okay.
And then there's repricing software.
Repricing software.
This is a tool that basically automates your price adjustments.
What?
Yeah, so it keeps your prices competitive even as the market changes.
So you don't have to constantly be checking and updating?
No, the software does it for you.
Wow, that sounds like a huge time saver.
It is, but there are some downsides.
Like what?
It can lead to pricing wars,
Okay.
and it can also make it hard to build a consistent brand.
Right, because your prices are always changing.
Exactly, so you have to use it carefully.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
What are some common pitfalls that new arbitrageurs should be aware of?
Well, one of the big ones is inventory management.
Okay.
You don't want to overstock.
Because then you're paying all these storage fees and you might not even sell all the products. So how do you avoid that?
You got to be good at forecasting,
Okay.
understanding your sales patterns, and ordering the right amount of inventory.
So you have enough to meet demand, but not so much that you're losing money.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
And then you got to be really aware of Amazon's fees.
Yeah, we talked about that.
They can eat into your profits if you're not careful.
So you have to track those very carefully.
Absolutely.
Anything else?
Oh, and this is a big one. You got to play by the rules.
What do you mean?
No counterfeit products.
Okay.
No restricted products.
Right.
You can get into big trouble with Amazon if you're not careful.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
Definitely not.
Okay, so Green also talks about expanding beyond arbitrage
He does.
and moving into wholesale and private labeling. So those are like the next level up.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm interested. Let's talk about those next.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we've laid the groundwork for understanding arbitrage and finding potentially profitable products, but I'm curious about this idea of scaling up into wholesale and private labeling.
Yeah, Green really sees arbitrage as like a stepping stone
Uh-huh.
to something bigger, like almost like training wheels for entrepreneurs.
Like a boot camp for e-commerce.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
You learn the basics and then you can move on to the big leagues.
Okay, so let's start with wholesale.
Okay.
It's all about volume, right?
It is. You're buying in bulk directly from the manufacturer or distributor.
So you're cutting out the middleman,
You got it.
Yeah.
And that means you get lower prices.
which means more profit.
Exactly.
But what if you buy all this stuff and
Yeah.
then you can't sell it?
That's a risk. But
Okay.
Green talks about that. He says you have to do your research,
Okay.
understand demand trends, and make sure you're working with reliable suppliers.
So it's not just about finding a cheap product,
No, it's about finding the right product.
the one that's going to sell.
Exactly.
Okay, so wholesale is all about volume.
Mm-hmm.
What about private labeling?
Now that's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
Private labeling is all about creating your own brand.
Your own product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have complete control over everything.
Well, you're not just reselling someone else's stuff.
No, you're building something from scratch.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It can be, but it's also incredibly rewarding.
So where do you even begin?
Well, Green says you start by identifying a market need.
Okay.
Find a product that you can improve upon or differentiate.
So like finding a wheel that's wobbly
Uh,
and making it better.
perfect analogy.
Mm-hmm.
Then you find a manufacturer, source the materials, design the packaging, and create your brand story.
It's a whole business in itself.
It is, but the potential is huge. You're building an asset.
Something you own.
Exactly. And that asset can generate income for years to come.
So it's not just about making a quick buck.
It's about long-term growth and sustainability.
I like that. So Green sees arbitrage as kind of like a stepping stone
Yeah.
to these bigger opportunities. You
Yep.
learn the basics and then you can level up.
Yep.
What I really appreciate about Green is that he's not just all talk.
Mm,
He actually gives you his contact information in the book.
he does. He wants to help people succeed.
That's pretty rare.
It is.
Yeah.
Most authors just want you to buy their book and that's it.
Right. But Green is different.
He's building a community.
A community of entrepreneurs.
Exactly. People who are all on this journey together.
And he's leading by example?
He is. He's built a successful business himself,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to share his knowledge.
Okay, so for someone who's feeling inspired,
Yeah.
what's Green's advice?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Start small experiment. Learn as you go.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Mistakes are part of the process.
You learn from them,
Exactly.
and you don't have to go all in right away.
Nope. Start with a small budget and scale up as you gain confidence.
That's really encouraging. I like that. So basically, Green is saying anyone can do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about being some kind of genius.
Not at all.
It's about having the right mindset.
The willingness to learn and the dedication to put in the work.
So if you're thinking, I could never do that,
Yeah,
Green is saying, yes, you can.
absolutely.
It's about believing in yourself
Taking that first step.
and just going for it.
Exactly. And that's what makes his book so inspiring. It's not just about arbitrage. It's about empowerment
It's about taking control of your life.
and creating the future you want.
Now that's a powerful message.
It is.
Wow, we covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We did. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, we talked about retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale private labeling,
All kinds of stuff.
all based on Chris Green's book.
Yeah, his book, Arbitrage.
And it's not just about the techniques and the strategies. It's
yeah.
really about mindset,
Absolutely.
empowerment.
Taking action.
Yeah, it's about creating a life that you love.
A life of freedom and flexibility.
So for someone listening who's like, I want to do this,
Uh-huh.
what's the first step?
Green's advice is simple. Just start.
Just start.
Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just take action.
So like, go to a thrift store.
Yeah.
See if you can find something.
Or go online.
Look around.
Research different
It's about
products.
start small.
Exactly.
It's about building momentum,
Yeah.
gaining experience.
And learning as you go.
And you don't have to do it alone.
Green talks a lot about community.
Yeah. Finding other entrepreneurs.
People who are on the same journey.
Yeah. Supporting each other.
Sharing knowledge.
Yeah. Bouncing ideas off each other.
Absolutely. It makes
Yeah.
a huge difference.
So what's the one thing you hope our listeners take away from this deep dive?
That's a good question. I think it's that you have the power to create the life you want.
Powerful.
It's not about waiting for someone to give it to you. It's
Yeah.
about taking ownership,
Taking action.
believing in yourself.
So a year from now,
Hmm.
you could be running your own business,
It's possible.
a business that you built.
from the ground up.
It all starts with that first step.
So what are you waiting for?
That's right.
Dive in.
The world of arbitrage awaits.